Okay, here we are out at a club claim in the Mojave Desert, and I thought I would go over a little bit about how to properly ground balance and set up the Goldbug 2. It's actually a very simple machine, and so it doesn't take a whole lot to understand and get going and get finding gold. So with that said, let's take a look at some of the controls. Just briefly go over some of these controls that we have on the panel here. We have our volume control, which also turns the detector on and off. We have the ground reject, which is for the ground balancing. You have the small knob giving you a coarse click adjustment, and the big knob, which is what you'll use most of the time, giving you the fine-tuning adjustment. Then we also have battery test and the gain or sensitivity. We have a couple switches down below. We have the mode switch, which has an audio boost mode, a normal mode, and a discriminate mode. The normal mode is what most people hunt in. I prefer to hunt in the audio boost mode because that amplifies the very faint signals. The iron discriminate mode can be turned on when you have a target to help you determine what might be in the ground, but my suggestion is to just dig everything. Iron discriminate mode is great for eliminating hot rocks or for identifying the hot rock once you've exposed it. We have a mineralization switch. Goes low, normal, and high. I've never found much reason ever to get it out of normal, so just hunt with that switch in the middle position would be my recommendation. Then underneath the detector we have the threshold volume adjustment. Okay, so let's start from the beginning here. What we want to do is turn the detector on. Before we start that, I might just mention about the headphone jack. And headphones are something you always want to hunt with. For purposes of this demonstration, I'm using the speaker, but you should always have a set of good quality headphones, and it helps get rid of the external noise when you're wearing headphones, and you can really concentrate on what the detector is telling you. So with the speaker, we're going to have to turn the speaker up to about a 4 or 5 maybe so you can hear it. And then we want to start adjusting the threshold. Turn that to where you just start to hear the detector make some noise. We don't want to leave it full on or you'll miss those faint targets. But if we turn it and just hear a little bit of chattering, you will hear the faint targets as they break through the chatter. The next thing we have to do is ground balance. We achieve ground balancing by bobbing the coil up and down, and that coil should make the same sound on the way up as it does on the way down. If it's making a tone as you raise it, you need to turn the ground reject knob clockwise. As you're bobbing the coil up and down, I'm going to continue turning the knob, and you hear the sound get fainter and fainter until I'm going to intentionally go too far. I'm going to go past the point where it's ground balanced. Now my sound is coming through on the downswing. So I'm going to back up counterclockwise now until I get the same noise up and down. In fact, all I hear now up and down is my threshold, so I'm in perfect ground balance. Now, unless you're in an area where there's some power lines or some other interference, I would recommend hunting with the sensitivity turned all the way to the 10 position. That'll be your most sensitive for this detector. And again, I'm hunting an audio boost. The mineralization switch is in normal, and we're ready to go. So there's a lot of targets in this area that I'm in because there's a lot of trash, and the gold bug is capable of picking up the tiniest of that trash. We want to maintain a smooth, even sweep, and you don't have to go fast. You definitely don't want to swing in an arc and lift your coil at the end of each swing. You want to keep the coil parallel to the ground and overlapping your sweeps as you go. Okay, so I'm hearing something under this shaly rock, and well, it's getting quite a bit louder now. So I have a couple of digging tools that I use. Oh, I just brushed it out of the way, so whatever it is was laying in the top. I should be able to separate this out pretty easily and identify the target. I usually lay the detector down, run my scoop across the coil, and when I know that I have the target in the scoop, I put half in my hand and leave half in the scoop. Okay, so I know the target's in my hand. Now, I'm not going to intentionally run my hand across there because you see a hand with nothing in it? Sounds pretty good anyways. That's from the mineralization in your hand. So you always want to use the plastic scoop to make sure that you have your target. Okay, so it's not in the scoop, it must be in my hand. I'm going to put half in the scoop and keep dividing up the dirt this way. Well, looks like we may get a... Yep, we got a little mud ball surprise here. So I'm going to crush up the mud ball, and we'll see what's in it. Huh. There it is. Got a little lead shaving. So that's how you go about adjusting the gold bug. And we'll get on with detecting. Good luck to you.